Today on Singles Court, Regina's ex-pics are printed on Archie's memory.
Big muscle-bound men with their genitals hanging out.
He thinks Regina's exposure is too high.
All I see is like a parade of these muscle-bound freaks.
She says, snap out of it.
If I wanted to be with those muscle-bound men, I would be with those muscle-bound men.
And Brittany thinks Sid's vicious for not supporting her acting dreams.
Now she just wants to give up everything in her life and just take off to Los Angeles.
She says it's Tinseltown or bust.
Look at Michelle Pfeiffer. She was a checkout girl. I could do this.
He says he just wants to keep her abreast of the facts.
A largesse of talent, if you consider memories a talent.
Hello and welcome to Singles Court. This is the place where singles come to iron out their wrinkled relationships. And who better to help them than the woman with the final word? She is relationship expert Angela Segal.
Hi, David.
How are you?
I tell you, I had a scandalous night last night, ladies' night.
Oh,
Lots
my.
of fun. But you know what? Women should not all sit at the table together.
Is that right?
No, because it makes guys feel funny. They don't want to come up to them. You know?
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't want to break that up.
No.
For
I'm
sure.
a big fan of go it alone.
Okay. Angela, meet Archie and Regina. Archie is a market analyst, and Regina is a receptionist and amateur photographer. Regina says that since viewing photographs of her old boyfriends, Archie has changed for the worse. Archie says he's the same guy. I call it the case of Prince Not So Charming.
Regina. What, he was viewing some photographs and changed his attitude? What happened?
Yeah, we've been dating for about 8 months. And a few weeks ago, Archie comes over to my place and we're just hanging out, you know, whatever. Then we start looking through some of my old photo albums from when I was a little kid to like graduations and stuff like that. Then I'm an amateur photographer, so we started looking through some of my art photos, like old abandoned photos.
These are nice photos too, really nice photos, yeah.
She's a good photographer.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that's what he said about my artwork. There's another set that I didn't really think he should look at. There's an album that's sort of out of the way because I don't want a lot of people to look at this album.
Of her old boyfriends. 50 of them, actually.
I don't see
You
what
counted exactly 50?
that's
Well, I
what
don't
I
know,
keep
Counted
but
them
saying.
all out?
there's a lot.
Seem pretty exact there.
We've been open about our past relationships, so I don't know why he's acting like this is such a big deal now.
Like
Well,
she didn't want
good
it.
point. What's
She
the
didn't
big
want
deal?
me to see the photo album anyways.
But
I didn't
so what
see the
happened?
big
Okay,
problem because
But
we've
she
had an
didn't
open
want.
relationship.
She didn't want you to, but then
No.
you did.
Well,
So why are
I
you
didn't see
upset
the
at what
big
you
deal.
saw?
Oh, I'm not upset at all about it. I just thought they were tasteless photos.
How can he, tasteless photos?
What was wrong with him?
It's pornography.
It wasn't
That's what it looked
pornography.
like. You
It wasn't-
have a bunch of like men, big muscle-bound men with their genitals hanging out.
That
It's
is
just
not
ridiculous.
true.
That sounds.
At least he said genitals. I'm glad he said
I
genitals.
was gonna say, if that's true, then
That's not true. That is not. I've shown my mother
I mean,
these photos.
she had
you know,
photos, the photos that she showed me before, there were flowers, abandoned warehouses. Then she brings out this photo album with a bunch
No,
of...
she didn't bring it out.
I didn't.
No,
bring
'cause
it
you
out.
said
Okay,
she
that's
didn't-
besides the point.
No,
we
that
saw
is
this
the
photo
point.
album.
That is the point because you said that she didn't really want you to see
Well, I
it.
didn't see
Nope.
the problem in seeing it.
Well, now you do. So you know, because you obviously have a problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem. I just
Yes, he
think that
does.
it's
Yes, he
pornography.
does. Ever since he saw this album, things have just been different.
Yeah, she thinks
you know?
I've been
like,
acting weird since I've seen
He's
this
been-
photo
Imagine
album. That I'm not interested in sex anymore.
He's
and
not.
This is ridiculous claims. I've been under a lot of pressure at work lately.
The work speech.
And
okay.
if I'm not up to my usual standards of performance and affection, then it's because of work, not because of some stupid photo album.
Because
Why do you
of-
think it's because of the photo album?
Well, because it's like the end of the quarter or whatever, so there are a lot of analyses and blah, 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 blah that's going on at his workplace, right?
You know what?
But
She's an
it's-
artist. She expects compliments to her work. And when I wasn't forthcoming, she automatically assumed that it's because of the men in this and that I'm jealous or something.
I never said
And
you were
you're not?
jealous. I just.
No, I'm not
So
jealous.
it didn't bother you at all to look at.
Hey, I was
what you call
surprised
50
that there
men.
were so many men in there.
What did you
and that there were new
I
photos.
didn't even date
Maybe,
all of them,
I
like-
thought maybe
what I was
7
gonna-
or so photos, but not 50. You know what I'm saying?
It was
No,
an
well, let me,
album.
well, are they, is the album, okay, those pictures, are they men that you've dated, every single one of them?
I didn't date every single. They're
A
like
good
old
number of
friends
them,
and like
though.
old boyfriends.
A good
and stuff
number,
that-
though.
And
Yes,
were they all nudes? I'm just trying to.
not all of them were
Not
nudes.
all
no,
nudes?
no.
Okay.
A
And you
whole lot
didn't
of them
even-
were nude, and I just thought it was pornography.
It's not.
A lot of them
Would you
skirted
call
the bounds of
Michelangelo's
taste.
David pornography?
No.
No,
But your photos.
we're not pornography.
Well, I mean, what is your big issue? What is your issue? Is your issue that she dated the men, or is your issue that they were what you consider to be
I
pornography?
was just shocked to see how many men were in there.
What did you expect?
It was.
I mean, what?
That
what-
she
what was your
dated
ex-
all these men?
But she said she
I
didn't.
mean, we were open
she
about
said
our
she did not
relationships
date
in the
all of them.
past.
She said she did not date all
But
of
a
them.
good number of them.
So?
We're open about our relationship.
Okay, so
I
what's the problem? If you're open about your relationship,
just because.
and you knew she had past
Okay, they did
relationships.
bother me. They bothered me a whole lot.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Okay, now what is it exactly that
Like, how am I
bothers you?
supposed to measure up to these muscle-bound men? Anytime I'm trying to get intimate with her, all I see is like a parade of these muscle-bound freaks.
Freaks.
And I'm
Oh,
trying to
that's
measure
nice.
up to them. And like, how am I
Well,
supposed?
but did she ask you to do that, or did you
No.
ask you to do that?
I just.
I chose him. Like I chose you. You know, if I wanted to be with those muscle-bound men, I would be with those muscle-bound men.
She's
Or
got a
men.
The point is, what if I were to bring you a photo album with a bunch of beautiful women in there, huh? What would you think then?
Well,
You're not a photographer.
That's beside the point. I'm trying to.
I guess I don't understand. What I'm trying to understand, Archie, is what is the? I mean, you feel uncomfortable. I know you feel inadequate based on what she's shown you, but she's telling you it's you that she cares about. What else does she have to do? Stand on her head?
I was just quite shocked that there were so many damn men in that photo album.
What? Well, how many?
Like, I had no idea.
Back to
she
my
did-
okay. Back
I
to my
dated
question.
7 women before I was with Regina, not 50.
Okay, but
Nowhere near 50.
how do you feel about what he's? I guess what he's trying to say is that you had so many more men than he had women.
I don't know what to say because in our relationship we've always been like open about like our relationships
Yes,
in the
we
past
have.
and stuff. So I knew that he dated like a number of women before me, and no big
Not
deal. It
50.
But you
didn't bother
never
me at
asked
all.
Not
the number.
50 though.
I didn't.
But
No, I
Archie,
didn't say
what's,
the number. No.
Archie, what's the deal with the number?
That's a whole lot of men, don't you think?
Not really.
For her age, I think
Depends.
so.
It all depends. It all depends.
I mean,
Archie.
my question is, how much does that matter today? I mean, you cared about it before you looked at the album.
Yes,
So
but
how much does that matter to you today, based on the relationship?
It matters a whole lot.
Okay, if she
though.
dated, if there were 6 men in the album, would you feel better since you had 7? women?
Yes.
Oh, that would
Oh,
make
it's
you
not about her having more
See
than
what
me.
I'm
It's
feeling?
not
What
about
is it
having.
then?
It's the fact that there's 50 men in there.
You keep going back to the
That is
number.
a
You're
whole
not, you're not talking about the photos anymore. You keep talking about the number of men there
And you
was.
won't admit
So
that what is the problem with the number? That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
It's
I
not
don't-
just the number. It's the fact that
You had
how am I
less?
supposed to measure up to that? I'm trying to.
You're not. You're supposed to measure up to Archie.
I'm sorry, but I've never asked you to measure up to them. I've never said, "Gee, look at number 32. Why can't you be more like him?"
Regina,
Might as
do you
well.
understand where he's coming from, and how do you feel about what he's saying here today?
I understand where he's coming from, and I'm glad that now you are finally able to tell me this because for weeks now I'm like, what's the problem? You know, like tell me what's going on. Talk with me. We're open about our
Well,
Well,
relationship.
you're
it's
not.
never
He's
been
been
like me
he's been
to
closed
be
about it.
jealous.
He's been very-
That's
he's been
why.
saying
So it's not a matter of
I
being
didn't
jealous.
wanna
It's a matter of
come-
you not understanding. I'm going to resolution. You're done. Click, click.
Yo.
Be careful what you ask to see. You know, the number 50 was so important to you. You just kept bringing up the number 50, the number 50. Regina didn't want to show you the photo album. You just continued to ask her to see it, and then when she showed it to you, you weren't really ready for what she had to show you. You know, you became fixated on body parts and what the men look like, and then you decided to use that as a measure for yourself, and that was all self-imposed. She didn't do that, you did that. You know, Regina, you kept saying how open your relationship was, and the reality is Archie wasn't really ready to deal with what you laid on him, so it really wasn't that open. You were open, and he was just kind of accepting what you had to say. If you want this relationship to work, you're going to have to look at the fact that he's insecure about it. So you have to be a little careful, tread on water, a little bit easier to help him feel more comfortable. I think you did a good job with that, but it was hard because he wasn't really admitting that it bothered him. You know, it's harmful in a relationship to use information from the past as a weapon for the present. And that's what you did. You tried to use her past against her, and that's not fair. What's the use of asking if you're just going to use it as a way to tear somebody down? You know, if you look at your relationship and look at the fact that the two of you have tried to build a relationship based on honesty, that's where you need to stay. You need to stay in the honesty realm. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you're going to hear things that you may not like. But you can't change what's already happened. All you can do is look to the future and make that better. What I suggest the two of you do is get together in the darkroom and make your own photo album. You know, that way you have your own photo album. You can develop the negatives, hide them if you have to, but use them as something that you've built together. Get the picture? That's that, the final word.
Next on Singles Court, Brittany thinks Sid's vicious for not supporting her acting dreams.
Now she just wants to give up everything in her life and just take off to Los Angeles.
She says it's Tinseltown or bust.
Look at Michelle Pfeiffer. She was a checkout girl. I could do this.
He says he just wants to keep her abreast of the
She's
facts.
lovely to look at, but should stick to playing bimbos and hookers.
Welcome back to Singles Court. I'm David Knight. We're back with two more singles who have a relationship problem, and they need help from the woman with the final word, Angela Segal.
You know what? Mr. California's knocking on the door out there, I tell
that right?
you. Yes, I don't know. It seems like every month we get more and more people that want to be the single of the month.
Single of the month is a very tough place to be, though.
It's a fun place
They
to
have
be.
to know. They have to know there's some responsibility to that.
That's right. Lots of competition.
That's it. Angela, meet Brittany and Sid. Brittany is a caterer and Sid is an investor. Brittany wants to be an actress, and Sid has supported her emotionally and financially. But now she wants to try her luck in Hollywood. And she says his support is waning. It's, I want to follow my dream versus your career should stop here. I call it the case of California dreamin' or the Hollywood shuffle.
Well, Sid, it seems as though you were supportive in the beginning.
Absolutely, 100% supportive.
She's never been Miss California for Single of the Month, so.
No. I've supported Brittany 100%. I've paid for her workshops, her classes. I've encouraged
Angela,
her
can
to
I-
audition.
I have wanted to be an actress my entire life since I was a little girl. And I met Sid, and he is so supportive of me.
100%.
And
I have no problem with
he
it at all.
introduced me to people. I was in a summer stock of Steel Magnolias, and then he got me into some college workshops where I took some courses. I took a voice class, and I took an improvisation class and an on-camera class, so I could really improve my skills. And then he even got me into what I'm doing now is a dinner theater.
So I thought you said he wasn't being supportive.
He is supportive 100% right now.
100%.
What's the problem?
Well, the problem is I got some great reviews, and I met an agent. He came to my show this one day. He's from LA. And
He was
I was
in
doing
town
my
for a
dinner
funeral.
theater
He was
of
in town for a funeral, and he happened to drop by and see me.
He was at my show when he was in town. And it's my show, Not There, Please, We're British. And I played Vivica, who was the mathematician, mathematics teacher.
It's a great show. It is a great show. I've seen this show.
Okay, and it was a great role for me because I got to wear glasses and my hair was done differently and my outfit, it was something different for me to play, and it was a character.
Okay.
And this agent came up to me and gave me a business card.
So I'm back to my question. What's the problem?
This is the problem. Right away, this guy comes up to her and says, I'm going to make you a star. And she believes him 100%.
He said I have what it takes to be a star.
Like as if she's like Lana Turner or something. She's discovered. He's just like popped into town.
But he lives in
found
LA,
this like
and
new
I'm
star,
gonna
and he's
go
going to
to
make her a
LA.
star. And she believes this. And now she
Because
just wants to give
that's
up everything in
where
her
it's
life
at.
and
You
just
have
take
to go
off to
to
Los
LA.
Angeles.
Okay.
So now he's not supporting me
You know?
to go to LA. And
Okay,
he has
so-
100%.
But I'm supporting her acting career.
Okay, but let me make sure I understand
Okay.
you correctly. Okay? So the problem is you don't really believe that this agent has her best interest in
I don't know this guy. No, she doesn't know him.
He's
Nobody
an
knows who he
agent
is.
in Los
Everybody
Angeles.
calls himself an agent,
You know
a
what?
producer,
Let
whatever.
me give you a
from-
little news flash. There's a whole lot of those in Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
exactly.
Lots.
Exactly.
Plenty.
But maybe if it's not him, it's somebody else. But
And if it's
people
not
get
you, it'll be
discovered all the
somebody
time.
else.
Exactly,
But it was
exactly.
me, and it wasn't just any old person saying that I have what it takes to be a star. It was this man. I have his business card, and if it's not him, I'll go there. I know what the struggles are. Look at Michelle Pfeiffer. She was a checkout girl. I could do this.
Okay. I mean, you hear that obviously she has a if you want to call it passion for her
And
dream.
there's nothing wrong with that. I
Okay,
think
so
it's great.
what's the problem? What is it that you're
The problem is her
trying to stop her
naivete
from
about
doing?
this whole thing. She's ready to give up everything that we have here together
the
in
thing,
this
he
town
could move
and
his
take off based on
business
one
there.
card that some guy gives her and thinks that she's going to become a big star overnight.
This is the next step.
Well,
in
here's the
1
point.
year, look at how far I've come. I've already a big
You got a
star
compliment
in
from
this,
somebody. You got a
in this-
compliment. You want to change your life based on that from some guy that you don't even know.
He's got a point. I mean, think about it. When he said, are you really willing to walk away from
But this
everything
isn't
that you
just
have?
something that has never been in my mind, Angela. This is the next step.
Really? So, you know, one thing about steps is that they're done in intervals. You know, it's like little one, little one, little one, not little one, huge one.
That is
This is
it.
just
no,
it.
This
but
is a
not
huge
little.
step.
Look
It's
at
British
I
starts
did
to
a
Hollywood.
class.
Years. What's wrong
I
with
did
a couple of
summer
years?
stock.
Yeah.
I did a dinner theater.
it looks
And
like
now if
local.
I go there, I'm not saying that I'm going to be a lead in a big movie, but I could be on
What
a
are you
soap
saying?
opera. Look at
Oh.
Meg Ryan. She started out there.
Yeah, and look at what happened to Frank's cousin when she went out there. She was working in a restaurant for like 5 years. She didn't do anything. She came
Frank's
back.
cousin was entirely different.
Well, she still
was
had
a
the same
strong-
point of view.
I'm
She
a
thought she was gonna be a
strong
star.
Woman, you said I'm
What are
strong
you-
woman.
You are a strong woman.
What do you think? I mean, what do you think about her talent? I mean, do you really support her and believe she's talented?
He does. He.
I asked
Okay,
him, not
you know what? Okay, thank you. You know what? If you asked me to be 100% honest, I'm going to be 100% honest.
Good. That's a good place to start.
No,
Oh.
I don't. And I'm sorry, and I'm not alone with this.
you've
Everybody
always
says
told
she
me.
sucks. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Her aunt said this. We talked about this
my
last
aunt is
week.
at every
They have
single
all said that
show.
she's terrible at what she does.
Angela, you
and
have
you know
to
what?
see me
I say
in
go
this
for it.
show.
But you know what? Don't give up your life
The critics
if you don't
they
have
read
what it
your
takes.
mind.
Why
the
would I
critics
lie
say
to you?
I'm great. A
What?
critic in the local newspaper theater review said, Arnold Child said, I have a largeness
Okay.
of talent.
Okay, Angela, sorry, if you can bear with me. This is the review from Arnold Childs. He's a local theater
He's got it
critic.
here, so
I'm
This
afraid
is-
this is going to hurt a little bit.
This is from Not There, Please, We're British. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I think that Brittany is a little bit delusional about this whole thing. The
where I
review
played
is this.
Vivica.
And as Vivica, Miss Brittany Shields demonstrates a largesse of talent if you consider memories a talent. She's lovely to look at, but should stick to playing bimbos and hookers, and silent ones at that. As the mathematics tutor, she doesn't look as if she could tell the difference between pie and a tart. Now, she thinks this is a positive review.
No, here, can I see it, please? Angela, let me point these things out to you.
No, you're not really. Believe me, I'll be the first to tell you, follow your dreams and you can't base your whole life on one critic. However, let's get back to the relationship because I'm not here to judge your talent. This is not talent court. I really don't care whether you're talented or not. It's not important. The important thing here is your relationship. Now, you have someone here who believes in you, but by the same token, even though other people don't, he's saying, I'll stick by you, and you're saying, goodbye, I want to go to LA.
No, I want him to come with me.
He doesn't
Angela,
wanna
look
go
at his
with you.
career. He could come.
He doesn't-
could move it there.
He doesn't want to go with you. He does not think you have enough talent to get there. So what are you going to do to compromise as far as the relationship is concerned? Do you love this man?
Yes, I do very much.
Okay. What do you intend to do for the relationship?
Well, I could go there in small spurts.
How about not go there at all or go there later?
Give it a couple of years.
I mean,
A couple of years could be too late.
Too late for what?
I might miss out on an opportunity
And what would that be?
to be in a soap opera.
Okay, and do you think soap operas are going away anytime soon? No. That would be no. I'll be back with my resolution. To follow your dreams is admirable. Dreams are really just a thought in your mind that you follow to success. And what happens with you, Brittany, is you have this dream without a plan. Every dream needs a plan, and then it needs realistic measures. You don't have either. You just have a dream, and it's pretty empty. You can't forfeit your relationship for a dream without a plan. Sid, I think it's wonderful that you stood behind Brittany and supported her, even though you didn't necessarily think she had talent. And you encouraged her to train and become better. And you encouraged her to stay locally to try and give her the opportunity for maybe one day to be able to fulfill her dream. I hope you see that that's what he's done for you and what he wants to continue to do for you. You know, your relationship should never be a casualty of your dreams. And in this case, if you go to LA, your relationship will suffer because A, you're not ready. at all. You're not even remotely ready. And B, even though he'll try to support you, it'll be very difficult to try to support somebody in something that you know they're really not ready for. So he's not doing it to be mean or to not be supportive. He's doing it because he believes that's what's best for you. So I think you need to love him for that. You know, it's funny because when you look at the situation, you look sad and you look as though, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to fulfill my dream. Well, you may still be able to have your dream, and you may still be able to be the best actress in the world, but you need practice. You need to continue to get better, and Sid realizes that. So just be glad that you have someone who is supportive of you, someone who does love you, someone who, if you think about it, there's a role that you're going to play in the relationship, and that's going to be a very important role. And if you think about what he's doing, he's supporting you, standing behind you both financially and also emotionally. And I tell you, if you ask most women in this country what they'd like, they'd love to have a leading man just like that. So slow your roll, girl, and play it well. That's that, the final word.
From the dark room to the casting couch, we've seen some interesting developments today. I bet right about now, 50 people are wondering, does anyone else see my photos? And about 50 talent agents are saying, what else will Britney fall for? We'll see you next time on Singles Court, the final word for singles.